see him right in front of you in the camera. We had him on here kind of recently, but we just can't get him in here enough. And he has the jar of songs, and I'm going to say not another word because I'm just going to let him kick off with a song.
Well, the jar of songs told me to play this one, so. Here comes the Dust Bowl, baby, here comes the crash. Mothers and children getting thrown out on the rest. There's a hot wind blowing. Hasn't rained in months. They got one hand in your pocket, another on a gun. Oh, dominoes are falling down one by one. Oh, yeah. The howl of the sirens, baby, here come the cops. Gonna bust everyone that can't find a job. You better tighten up your belt, mama. Here comes the pain, yeah, the savior is coming. But not today. Everybody's hiding, baby, you better run. There ain't nothing you can do. You better pray for the rain to come. Yeah, bankers, they are circling and they won't cut you no slack. Grandma died last week and now she's rotting in the back. And you can't leave your house. Fear you might get ill, might as well rob a bank and have the warden pay the bill. Everybody's dying, baby, you ain't the only one. There ain't nothing you can do. Pray for the rain to come. Well, get down on your knees, baby, it's time to join the church. Elvis left the building, left God in a lurch. Oh, here comes the Dust Bowl, here comes the crash, and your credit ain't no good here. You best be paying cash. You could pay it all in one lump sum. There ain't nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. Nothing you could do except pray for the rain to come.
Y'all, go tell all your friends, get Mama out of the kitchen, bring them all next to the radio. This is going to be a good show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yep. Well, tell us about that song.
Hello, everybody. Let's see. Pray for Rain came out on my album Talking Revolution Blues, which came out in 2012, and it was like my first like political record. And at the time, it was kind of like nobody was doing anything like that. And that song, though, was living in Texas, and I think it was during like the longest drought in Texas history.
Oh, wow.
And it was also like, I think 2011, so all the pre-presidential election stuff was starting up, Obama versus Mitt Romney, and so I was sitting in my backyard smoking a cigarette, and it was like total just desert. Everything's dead because it hadn't rained in so long, and saw like two squirrels fighting over a nut, and I was like, oh man, this is like the end of the world, you know. Obviously that is coming up very soon, but you know,
Another couple of weeks.
at the time it seemed like that could be it, you know. Now I look back and I long for those days.
Right? We always live in these times where we think, Boy, it can't get much worse than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can.
It can, and also like I read a lot of history, and I like studied not
Right.
study, but like I read a lot of history, and things are crazy, and we're living in it, and it seems it's so intense, and there's so much noise from all sides. It's constant noise. It's hard to get away from. But there have been times in the history of this country where things have been like, contentious.
There have been those times.
And it is
Oh,
comforting.
yeah.
It is comforting to know that those times existed.
No, I read history for that reason, for a lot of reasons. But right now, I can't decide, like, we're either in 1905 or we are in 1938. Like, you start to pinpoint the years if you know your history.
Mm-hmm.
And it does give you this weird comfort to know that generations before us, they walked through this fire as well.
Yeah.
And we will come out the other side.
Yeah.
We
I think like the
certainly
late
hope so.
1860s,
Yep.
like the presidential election that took like months to decide. And,
Yep.
The repeal of Reconstruction, like that was very contentious. Yeah.
Yep.
all
Certainly
those-
was in North Carolina.
Well, I'm here for another song. I have so many questions about the triggerization of that guitar, but we'll talk about that.
Well, we could talk about this. I actually just started playing this guitar again.
Oh.
This is my guitar. I got this when I was making my first record. And I was actually thinking about this last night. I was really into Emmylou Harris at the time, and she played one of these. And,
yeah.
And this is not the Gibson. Like, Jess has the Gibson version of this, and it is way more expensive. This is like a $300 guitar. But I've been playing every gig with it pretty much my whole life, other than maybe the last couple of years. And this was just started out as like a drunk band on a small stage. Just got like fell down and got a guitar in the side there. And just over the years, it just gets a little bigger.
It's it's building up character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
looking good.
I love the guitar. It sounds good. And
It sounds great.
I'm not really a guitar snob. I've never had a nice guitar in my life, so I wouldn't even know what to do with one. So.
Well, you do know what to do. Will you play us another one?
Sure. I'm gonna try this new song. This is the world premiere of this one.
This is what we're here for.
I mean, we've been talking about. I mean, we were talking off air about what I've been doing with my life lately, and been working with a lot of elderly people and that haven't been doing great, and maybe are in not great financial situations or emotional situations, and just get to know these people really well, and you become friends with them, and but you just listen to their stories, and so I just heard this story, and it's like I gotta write about this.
Nice.
The song doesn't really have a title, so. Got a 73 Charger with a 318, bass in blue with the leather inside. Collecting dust in a garage up north while the dust settles on my life. I'll take her out on the turnpike, rev up that LA V8, turn the music up, pull my baby close, and feel that summer wind in my face. Now I wake up in the middle of the night, scared and wet and needing my pills. Pissing in a bottle next to the bed with a pile of unpaid bills. And every day goes by exactly the same, and every minute takes too long. I try to think back to those Halicon days, but I can't even remember the song. And the wheels of fire, just chrome, steel and chrome, fly down the highway and carry me home. Angel of mercy, Please hear my prayer. Spread your wings and take me anywhere. Anywhere away from here. Wheels of fire, now wheels of rubber and foam. Wheels are for freedom, but these wheels are bound to this home. And I may never be free again until this road comes to an end. Till it comes to an end. I wake up thinking this couldn't be real. I never thought about getting old. We don't talk about it all that much. They don't sing about it in rock and roll. Sometimes I dream I'm driving that Charger out of these doors. I'm breaking myself free. Whatever's on the other side of this life, I hope it's in a powder blue 73. Wheels of fire, steel and chrome, come down the highway and carry me home. Angel of mercy, please hear my prayer. Spread your wings and take me anywhere. Take me anywhere. Take me anywhere. Away from here.
You are listening to Mike June. Mike, you said that was inspired by a story that one of your client companions told you. It sounds like, okay, so as a poet and singer-songwriter, I think a lot of us face that dilemma, if you will. People tell us their stories, whether they know that we're writers or not. How do you, when you decide to take a story that someone has given you, that gift, what are your rules, if you will? Because I think we all have ethics around that. How do you write in a way that is respectful of the story and of the person? And how do you define that as truth?
Well, it's not literally the story, you just take bits and pieces of truths that you hear and put them together. But, I've never really thought about that. I've never really
Really? I think about it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because we don't use names, or we don't
Yeah, you anonymize a little bit.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, if I have something to say about somebody, that's a different story.
You're getting named, dirtbag.
Yeah, which I have also no problem doing that if it needs to be done. But
If it needs to be done.
yeah, but yeah, I never really thought about that, just because, I would never I would never take a picture of a stranger that I didn't know and put it online or something like
Right.
that. I would.
That's why I take landscape photography.
There you
The
go.
trees don't care.
You don't know that for a fact.
Well, I'm hoping the trees don't care because they might be really mad at me now.
Yeah.
They'll get their revenge.
I do think about that because I think because I'm around kids all the time. And you're out there in the world and people tell me stories. And I have, I think, a strong sense of ethics around it. But I also, when people tell me good stories, it's the good stories, it's the love stories that sometimes I think I make them better. Like maybe I romanticize those details a little bit. But I do think that there's a sense of ethics around that.
Well, yeah. In one sense, they're entrusting you with their secret, and so you would have to anonymize it
Right.
enough. But in the other sense, they're telling you the story in part because They feel the story needs to be told.
Yeah.
And you're honoring that. I think Mike honored that by
Very much.
turning it into a song.
I know for a fact if I told this dude, like, that told me some parts of that story, if I told him I had a song about it, he'd be like, yeah, that's so cool, man.
Yeah.
I liked the homage to the boss also.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the funny thing about this song, because, I sit at home writing it on my piano, and Jess heard it, and she's like, "Oh, is that a new song?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm working on it. I don't know. Don't know." It's like you just can't write a song about a car without sounding like Bruce Springsteen. And I have enough issues where I've been getting compared to Bruce Springsteen since my first record, and it happens to, I think, everybody who writes a song from New Jersey is like, hey, it's got a Springsteen-ish, and it's something I actually consciously tried to run from after my first record. So you can't escape it. But yeah, when we were writing the song, when I was writing the song, I was like, yeah, this is quite bossy.
I think you could do worse.
Yeah,
as
it
compared
Yeah,
to
you can
Scott.
do worse. And I always tell people, me and Springsteen, we write about a lot of the same things. I write a lot
Yeah.
about working and stuff like that, except, I've done these things. So, there's, a little bit of a more realistic sense to it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, Springsteen, because he's a big star, and this is probably why he's a big star compared to me, he always puts, there's always that, twist and little kernel of hope at the end, and I don't really
You don't
offer
always have that.
much, no.
That's very Bukowski of you. That's the greatest compliment I can give him.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
Will you play us another song?
Sure.
We've not, so I just have to say this, we've not seen Fingers Go in the Jar.
We're going to go in the jar of songs
Okay,
right now.
okay, there we go. Jar of songs.
Jar of
Called them out.
songs.
Because people are going to get curious. They're going to complain.
I always like it. There are songs that I don't ever play because I'm not a big fan of going into my past and this one needs to be played because it's the second time I pulled it out.
Oh, wow.
It's bubbling up for a reason.
People need to do this. This is such a good idea.
I agree.
I'm gonna send this out to all the Hillsborians out there and people in the local surrounding area. I know there are a lot of you that hail from the great city of New York or the great state of New York.
We still accept you here.
Yes, and go Knicks. Very excited about the Knicks right now. Well, all the bridges are backed up tonight, 'cause no one can afford the tolls. Tearing up cobblestone and Tribeca, they're gonna pave all the streets with gold. And the police and teachers, they're running to the suburbs, trying to get on relief. Yeah, and all the artists and the poets in the village, they've turned into bankers and thieves. Lady Liberty's wearing a sign saying, don't send me no more of your poor. Standing on the Jersey side tonight, I'm watching the death of New York. Well, the Puerto Rican boys don't sell dope anymore on the corner 4th and Avenue way. If you're heading down to Washington Square, they're watching everything you say. And the barriers all gone, the condos, only the richest of the punks stayed to play. Oh, the mayor even taxed poor old King Kong for climbing up the Empire State. And all the pimps in Times Square, they're working as corporate whores. Blinded in the light of 42nd Street tonight, I'm watching the death of New York. Yeah, and downtown is turning to luxury since they cleared away all that debris. All those fat cat moguls buying up unmarked graves on the gilded halls of Wall Street. And they're tearing down all the parks in the Bronx, tearing down the house that Ruth built. Yeah, it's all in the name of progress. They say it keeps them from feeling the guilt. And all those Indians shake their fists for selling this city for a song. Driving south on the turnpike tonight, I'm watching the death of New York. Well, I made it out with no visible scars from being squeezed by all that power and greed. Headed to a place that held no disgrace, thought she had everything I need. And I rented this place where working heads lay and the spirit is thoughtful and nice. But the landlord came and he threw us all away when someone gave him the right price. It spreads like a bad disease in cities in the south and the west and the north. Laying under a Texas sky tonight, I'm watching the death of New York. Laying under Carolina sky tonight, I'm watching the death of New York.
Did you write that song? Sorry, I'm
Go ahead, Kimberly.
exploding with questions.
I did write that
So many
song.
questions. Did you write that song before like 1997?
No.
When did you write it?
I wrote that song 2005 or 6, 7, something like that.
Oh, that's still so. The couple lines. The first line is gold, because boy, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's true. Like the people who could afford to take the tolls were moving, and now you see it in the HUV lanes, like around DC and everything. People who can afford the HUV lane, you get to go, and other people don't move because you have to stay on the standard road. But my question for you is: you mentioned in the first verse, I think, how the artists were in the village. They're not. As far as I can tell. When do you think the artists, like the real artists, where do they go now? And when did they finally get out of the village?
Hills
You
of
know,
Glory.
in the late '90s, early 2000s, I think that people started heading out to Brooklyn and Queens and
Yeah.
where they could afford to go.
And
Yeah.
you know, that's the way it goes everywhere. Like this town probably is included. Like
Oh yeah.
We're definitely moving in that
The
direction.
artists move in there because it's affordable.
Yep.
And then people are like, oh, this is cool. Going to open a coffee shop. And then once the open mic happens,
Yep,
your
you're done.
neighborhood's screwed. And
It's over.
you know, that song is like I wrote that song. I had this job. I drove a van in and out of New York City every day. I was like delivering master films and picking up master films from like A&E and all these people, and it was kind of a fun job. I mostly drove around New York City in a van, and I started writing it. I had like left the van and was like walking. I was like, oh my God, I forgot to lock the doors. And then I was like, oh my God, it's so safe. Because New York, by 2006, 7,
Right.
New York had changed so much.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
my father, when we first moved to New Jersey, my father got a job in New York City. He worked on 42nd Street. Like, and it was like, you know, hookers everywhere.
Nothing but
like,
porn.
You know, but by the time I wrote that song, it was just like I didn't even need to lock my doors. I didn't really feel like anybody
Wow.
would touch my car. And I started writing on the back of like we had like these slips that you would fill out for delivery, like white, pink, and yellow. And I remember writing that song like probably like 20 times more verses than ended up on the record or whatever. But
So down here in North Carolina, all of the native North Carolinians, when they have discussions like this, this town has been ruined, this town is ruined. It's not like it was in my childhood. Everything's different. We blame New Yorkers.
yeah,
Who do New Yorkers blame?
rich people.
That's a much better person to blame, or much better persona. to
Yeah,
blame.
I mean, I get it. but everywhere that I've lived, I've had to move out of. It's like
Yeah.
lived in New Jersey, had to get out of there. Moved to Austin. Austin got way too expensive for
Yeah.
people like us. Artists. When I first moved to Austin, it was like, and that was like around 2007, 2008. It was like I could work a part-time job and kind of pay my bills
And live.
Yeah, and live like not. Obviously not very well, but I could do it, and stay drunk and all the stuff I needed to do.
All the good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, and with a part-time job in a kitchen. And by the time we left Austin, it was like I think I paid like a $750 for a 3-bedroom house when I first moved there to rent. And then when we were leaving, we were living in like a 1-room apartment, and it was like $850.
So what was that reception like? You coming from New Jersey and landing in Austin?
I knew some people, so that helped, and getting out and playing music, always helps, and especially in a town like that where so many people are coming from different places.
So
Yeah.
as long as you're an active part of the community, you kind of get accepted.
Yeah,
right?
and you make your own community.
Right.
Like the people I hung out when I first moved there was like all the people that had just moved there and were trying to get their foot in the door, and that became our crew.
Perfect.
And I think that's how everything works in places like that. Like you make your own little clique, and the more ambitious cliques usually win out at the end.
Well,
Yeah. I think artists are borderless. I'm
I
convinced
think
of
they
that.
should be.
Yeah, but I think they kind of are. Because I've noticed in all the like I've lived in New York, I've lived in Chicago, I've lived in other places, and I've noticed that it's often very diverse geographically, racially, ethnically, but it's kind of borderless. You don't really know where anyone is from, and you don't really care until you do. So I think that's a nice thing about artists. I think it's a good thing that they model. Whereas in business places, you don't necessarily see that.
Oh no, there's absolutely people who migrate around who want everything to be like where they came from.
Yeah.
And they will find people where they were from, and they'll live in an insular kind of community, and it's not really as open and adaptive as
Yeah.
artists tend to be.
So speaking of adaptive, should we adapt to the top of the hour by announcing that it's getting to be the top of the hour, and then allow Mike to be like a spokesmodel?
Okay, I give that segue a 6 out of 10.
Okay, thanks, Bob. Bob.
Yes, that was my answer. Is yes.
Oh, okay, good. Well, let's remind you that it is almost the top of the hour, 7 o'clock, and you are listening to WHUP LP Hillsboro.
Woo!
And with that incredibly awesome segue I just did, we're going to ask Mike to be his spokesmodel self. He even wore his sunglasses indoors,
Which is
makes him
appropriate.
cooler than
It's
us.
very bright
These are
in
like
here.
my special indoor cool glasses.
Yeah, no, they are. They're cool. I need a pair.
So
Are they
this-
progressives? Just admit it. They're
No,
progressives.
no,
aren't they?
they're just
Okay.
like regular prescription glasses.
Mine are progressives and transitions. It's like double old lady. Anyway.
I have like a little bit of a glasses addiction. I have like 6 pairs. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they look fabulous. So grab that box so it can also look fabulous because they
Oh
kind of
yeah,
match.
this is. When I was talking to Jess about this the other day, I said this is the prize.
He's opening it like a bass player.
He is.
Yes, Matthew's
He might be
chocolates.
gone.
Matthew is genius.
Yes.
In Hillsboro, chocolatier, just absolutely fantastic stuff. So
I don't even have to say my bit, do I?
yeah, say
do,
your
though.
bit.
You got to give the address.
That's right. Because support for the second hour of Pass the Hat is sweetly provided by Matthew's Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsboro, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. And let's face it,
We all have chocolate needs.
Every guest on Pass the Hat gets a gift of chocolate. We don't know what's in the box, but we know that it is delicious.
It's like the jar of songs. The best part is not knowing.
Yes. Yeah, every song in that jar is going to be a wonderful Mike June song.
Well, I'm ready for more. I always get excited when you come onto the show because I always go home and write. So you need to keep playing so I can
Okay.
keep writing.
I appreciate that.
Mike June
that's
is
very
such
nice.
a wonderful gem.
No, I can
In Hillsboro.
I can point to you the things I write because he came in the
Right?
studio. No joke. It's 3 right now.
I'm gonna continue playing some new stuff if that's okay.
Please.
All good.
I say it's new stuff, but I haven't really been playing a lot of gigs. So with the pandemic and all that kind of stuff, things just kind of
got weird.
up, and man, it's like turn around, you got like 10 albums worth of songs. But let's see if I can remember. There we go. The song's called Once I Was a Boy. What's going on here? Sorry, everybody.
No, we like the tuning song.
It's like a Grateful Dead concert.
It's the great equalizer, the tuning song.
There we go. You know, the weather really changes these things.
Yes, it does. And the weather has changed 6 times this week.
When I got here, it was a
easy.
banjo. All right, here we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Once I was a boy, and I did not know any better. And hold on a second. Once I was a boy. Sorry about that. And I did not know any better. And I did some things I regret. And I was a man, and I still did not know any better. And I did some things I regret. And if I caused you any pain, I hope you let me explain. I'm no longer that boy. I'm no longer that man. I read all the books they gave me in school, and I go to work with only my given tools. So please don't forsake me. I'm only human and I was mistaken, but I'm no longer that boy. I'm no longer that man. I can't turn back the hands of time. Can't pay back all the tears that you've cried. But I'll stand up and look you in the eye, and I promise I will try. 'Cause I'm no longer that boy. I'm no longer that man. So please, don't you judge me in haste. All I I can ask you for a small bit of grace. 'Cause I'm no longer that boy. I'm no longer that man. Oh, oh, oh. I'm no longer that boy. Ooh, I'm no longer that man.
Mike June, live here on Pass the Hat. A moment of silence while I try and put words, from my brain into my mouth. I've been thinking about this, Mike, since you introduced a previous song about having talked to one of the people in the care facility and kind of turned snippets of what you've heard into a song. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering what that songwriting process is like for you once you've gone out and you've heard ideas and it sparks something in you. And then how does that become a song? You go home and you start writing. I heard you say you play around on the piano. Mm-hmm. What does that process look like for you?
Oh my God, it's not really. At this point, it's a mess. As you get older, it's harder to keep your creative spark. You have to work harder at it. I forget things.
What?
And also this year, I finally got diagnosed with my ADHD.
Same.
Yeah.
Weird.
And it totally explained a lot about my process, which
Right?
is I write every day. I jam every day. If you tell me to sit down and write a song, it's probably going to be the worst song you ever heard in your life. I write, and then every now and then something grabs me and I'm like, I got to work on this.
So it has to be kind of an organic process, and you ride the train when it comes in rather than you forcing it.
I have this book here. These are all the songs that I play, and then I write in my notebook. I often don't write. The cool thing about writing every day and a little bit here and there is you start to find things that all connect that you didn't consciously write
Not
together.
all at the same time, though.
Yeah. You're like, oh, this is about this feeling or this thing I'm doing. And then you end up getting all these pieces and I put them together. And I'll go through my notebooks and I'll be put them in boxes. This is this is this. And I'm going to write this song. I'm going to write this song. Mm-hmm. And then the process is I kind of write it out in my notebook a bunch of times. 50 I have notebooks that are sometimes just one song, And then I type it out. And then once it gets typed, that means it's all right, this is a tune.
It's getting serious now.
This is a tune. And then, as you can see, then the type starts getting edited. And it probably gets 4 or 5 of these. And, it ends up in this book. I have things in this book that have never been played live, never seen the light of day. Sometimes I'll write something, 99.9% of the stuff I write, nobody ever hears, So the process is, as I get older, it's not just an age thing and having time to put aside to do it. It's when you know so much about music and, it's oh, this song sounds like this person's song. Just we were talking earlier, oh, God, this is a Springsteen song, isn't it? And you just want to outdo yourself all the time. And, I'm definitely an overthinker and I have a lack of self-confidence like most artists, I think. So,
So why do you do it?
I don't know. I don't know, man. It's funny. I've never had a career. I've had a nice period of my life where I made my living being a musician, mm-hmm. touring and stuff. But I've never had money thrown at me. All my records have made scratched together. The last one I had to make all by myself. It's I've never had a nice guitar. So I just do it because it's what I do. It's in me. I've been making up songs in my head since I was I can remember, and I just can't escape it. I get really upset at the music business and the way people talk about music. It's so easy to go on social media and start comparing your life and career to other people, and why is that person getting this?
My song's better than theirs.
You know, so like sometimes I don't want to do anything. I just want to be mad at everything. But I got the piano sitting like right in the corner of my eye, and you know,
kind of whispering at you, "Hey, Mike,"
and the guitar. You know,
come back.
You pick it up and start getting the feels, and then you know, you just every day I sit down and jam. Kind of, I'm very improvisational about what I do, and then maybe hit a chord change or come up with a line, or you know.
So speaking of Mike June music. You have some very good music. You mentioned introing 2 songs ago, the Knicks. Yeah, the Knicks are doing great.
Yes.
Yay for them. But you also have what I think is the best baseball song ever.
Oh, thank you.
So how do people find Mike June music?
They go to Bandcamp.
Go to Bandcamp, look for Mike June. Mike June.
Yeah, you can go to MikeJune.com and find your way to Bandcamp. But go to MikeJune.bandcamp.com. And that's where all my music is. It's the only place you can get my music. It's not online. It's not on the streamers. I took it all off. So I'm sorry.
We love Bandcamp, especially for Bandcamp Fridays, and I think there's one coming up June 12th-ish, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, just go to Bandcamp, and they list, I think, there's 6 more dates. But yeah, go give people money for music. Go give Mike money for music.
Yeah, and look up the baseball song, because it is a good one.
Are you requesting the baseball song?
No, I am not. I am absolutely not. I think the jar is what
the jar is
songs,
winning.
right?
I'm digging the jar. Can you yank another one out of there? Are you comfortable doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your show. You can do whatever you want.
Well, you know, I like to do what I'm told.
We don't want to be
That's why I got
bossy.
married. I just
Good
wanted to stop
choice.
making decisions. The jar of songs is spilling all over the place.
That sounds like a song right there.
Oh my God, this is just total a Bob pull right here. So I'm not even gonna say what it is.
Oh, come on.
I'll just say this is what the jar of songs has given us.
It's like one of those 8 balls you used to shake.
The jar has
Results
spoken.
are fuzzy
And it
right
just,
now.
just says yes all the time.
You know this one. Sugar, cotton, tobacco, and gold. Freedom bought, freedom sold. Oh, Washington, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe. Sugar, cotton, tobacco, and gold. Guns and whiskey and Jesus Christ. I'll steal your land and I'll steal your life. Custer pork and old sharp knife. Oh, guns and whiskey and Jesus Christ. I said, oh, a cold wind's gonna blow. All those seeds you sow. I said, oh, a sad song's gonna flow from that old banjo. Trail of Tears, Tulsa and Watts. Jim Block, Cavalry, the Klan, the cops. Oh, the Trail of Tears, Tulsa and Watts. I said, oh, a cold wind's gonna blow all those seeds you sow. I said, oh, a sad song's gonna flow from that old banjo. Sugar, cotton, tobacco, and gold. Washington, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe.
That is another of my most favorite Mike June songs, Sugar, Cotton, Tobacco, Gold, the main drivers of chattel slavery in the Americas. Just a well thought out, well researched song.
Mike mentioned earlier about the things that make him angry, and so I thought I might make him angrier by asking him.
All right.
About
Come on.
I'm here to serve. Today in The Atlantic, there was an article about how AI slop is coming for your streaming playlists. And as you may well know, there are these services like, I think it's called Sona or Suna, something like that. There are these apps that people who don't make music, who don't know anything about music, are making music that actually sounds like music. There's, and you know, there's lots of AI tools that can do all of the things. And I know you're not a Luddite, far from it. You stay up on things, but as music changes in this really dramatic way, and as the whole nature and question of creation changes, where do you stand with that, and where do you find a place to fit?
It's interesting. I actually worked with I did some AI work a couple of years ago. So I was dealing with it, and it's kind of like I was like testing it out, my job was to try to fool the AI,
Right.
And so it definitely is going to be useful in a lot of fields.
Yes.
Like medical field, stuff like that. I think it'd be great. As far as the art goes, what AI does is it like takes the average of everything and kind of throws it together. Like if you ask it for a country song, it's going to search whatever is in that bank of like where they're getting their information from. It's going to take all the country information they have and put it together and make the average of it. So, we'll see. I don't know. It's so hard technology. It's like, they're growing up in like the rock and roll tradition. There's this like it's got to be like this kind of guitar and this kind of amplifier.
Yep.
And then hip hop comes along and destroys that. And
In a beautiful way.
in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
But there's still people that push back against it and don't want to even.
That's not music.
Yeah, that's not music. Is like that to me. That's the cry of white supremacy.
Yeah.
And like, so who knows? Like, I know like Laurie Anderson. She did a project with like an AI bot in some museum in Massachusetts. She was, she's obviously like avant-garde. She was like, collaborating with it and doing weird stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna have to come to a point as a society where like maybe we just don't rely on the computer so much for everything.
Yeah.
I have a colleague, a friend that I let use my shop. I gave him a corner of the shop to do some carving. He's a retired gentleman. He had a music venue in Carborough many years ago, so he's kind of very attuned to the local music scene. He loves live local music, and just last time I talked to him, which was about 10 days ago, he said, "Bob, I found this. Spotify sent me this great band, and I was listening to some very good music. I was very interested in it until I started trying to find out where they were playing live."
Yep.
Yeah.
And he said, "Bob, they're a fake band. They don't exist. The band is AI."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
A lot of that.
that hasn't happened to me yet, but it probably will. And
will.
he said the feeling he got from it was incredible ill at ease. That it was able to fool him. It made him feel like, hey, this is real music. It resonates with me. But it was just
Yeah.
a data center.
I mean, it's funny though, like, because AI, like, taking all the information and like songs are really kind of manipulations in a way when they're
Yeah.
written by humans. Like, I have a friend of mine who passed recently, great songwriter, but like I knew him very well, and I knew that like he was a master manipulator more than he was like this tender-hearted songwriter, So the AI can serve that purpose. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm sure with any technology, there's going to be cool stuff that is made with it, but ultimately, like, we're going to have to make a decision as a society.
I have faith in humans to make it right. That we'll find ways to see through it and eschew the fakeness of it.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm hoping that you can throw some more manipulation on us.
Yeah,
Okay.
like actual human music, please.
Human music.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far.
Let's see here. Should we go to the jar or should we do something new?
The jar has done well.
I'm going to do
You
a
just
song.
let Mike be Mike and do this.
I'm just saying that's a neat idea, and
I
if you're
love the
coming to
idea.
visit our show, steal ideas from people like Mike June. Bring a jar, pull
Jar
out
songs.
of it, and that's a pretty neat thing to do.
Yeah.
It really suits my entire personality and the way I like to do music. I don't do anything the same twice. I don't like, rote stuff. Makes me like really bored really fast. So
Well, I think in any live setting, it engages the audience too.
yeah, if I let you touch it.
Well, no, we don't even have to
Don't touch
it.
it.
Nobody can
Just-
see my jar of songs.
Just to see you pulling a song out of the jar, it feels random.
I'm a guy who, like, in my 20s, after I put out my first record, between my first and second record, I was such an arrogant person, and like, I had a lot of substance abuse problems too. But people would be like, "Hey, can you play that song for your first record?" I'd be like, "I moved on from that." That's why I have no fans today.
You got two right here.
This is a song that I've been in 2012. I started making political music, and been getting a lot of stuff for it, like, over the years. But now it's the thing, and so I wrote the song a couple of years back, but it's about the people who like do protest music all the time. And if you look at the history of some of these artists, like, they all kind of went nuts or like lost it because, like, they were really like genuinely earnest about wanting to change the world through music, and nobody wants to hear that stuff until it's
And
on
then
the
it
front
didn't
page,
change.
So this is called The Saints of Good Intention. Nina was a singer, she was a pianist first. Too dark to play in the orchestra. They loved her when she sang the blues and smiled and took a bow. But she was so much more than that, and her rage never went away when she said all she had to say, broken by a world that she tried to change. The saints of good intentions. Phil's from Ohio, he died in New York. His spirit came roaring like the wind. They found him hanging on the back of a door like it was a cross. One last stand on the soapbox with a bottle of whiskey and some pills that he didn't take. They say it was a suicide, but I know it was heartache, broken by a world that you tried to change in vain. Oh, the saints of good intentions. Oh, the saints of good intention. And all you had to give was your love. You should have known that it would never be enough. Be enough. They framed Joe Hill, blacklisted Pete. It gets so lonely on this highway. I traveled 10,000 miles just to sing to an empty sea. But these songs still need playing. I wrote a song for everyone. Doesn't matter if no one wants to sing along. Trying to change a world where you know you won't belong. Oh, the saints of good intentions. Whoa, the saints of good intention. Whoa, the saints of good intention.
Mike, do you want to roll into one final song in these final
All
moments?
right. Y'all don't want to pick from the jar?
You do it.
All right. This is on your behalf.
You've had good luck.
That looks
Jar
like
of songs, oh jar of songs. What do we have today? Oh, okay. This is a fitting one.
Okay.
That's a fitting one.
Okay, cool.
I wrote this
We'll
song
see.
during the pandemic. And actually, I think I told this story last time we played a show, but Jess covered this song before I ever played it out. And It was like with a Jimi Hendrix and Bob Dylan moment where Bob Dylan was like, that's not my song anymore, when Jimi Hendrix did All Along the Watchtower. Same with this song, so. Oh, it's all right to be afraid. Stars are fading, swallowed by the light. I can hear the trumpets playing taps for all our lives. I can see the brakeman pulling slow on the Mayfield train, and sinister voices saying the past must remain. And I see worry on the faces of the strongest and the brave. And I wonder if they know that it's alright to be afraid. I've read lots of poets, philosophers and kings. Had to learn for myself, I can't control anything. Been around men in need who are too afraid to even ask. I've seen the kindness of strangers, and I've seen darkness cross my path. And there are far corners where the light fractures and fades. Witness your reflection, it's alright to be afraid. It's alright when it gets hard. It's alright when it gets dark. It's alright
When the road gets long, it's alright. Just gotta stay strong. We build our castles with great big walls. We arm them with cannons and we try to make them fall. And I stand on the threshold of a dawning of the night. And if you want love, well, you must be willing to fight. 'Cause this road lies out in front of me, oh, and it gets shorter every day. I need an angel on my shoulder saying it's alright to be afraid. I need an angel on my shoulder saying it's alright to be afraid. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright to be afraid. It's alright to be afraid. It's alright to be afraid.
You have spent the past hour listening to Mike June. You can find him at MikeJune.com.
MikeJune.com.
And you're going to follow that to MikeJune.bandcamp.com, and you're going to go buy his music. You're also going to go see him play when? When are we going to see him play?
I don't have any shows booked at this present moment.
Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to hang out at the coffee shop in Hillsboro. You're just going to follow him down the street is what you're going to do.
Make him play music for you.
Yeah, just like follow him home. I'm sure he's fine. Don't do that. That's weird and probably illegal.
Just please call me. I'm dying for gigs. Like, I've been trying and trying. Nobody returns my emails.
Okay.
So please.
Don't, as Jeff Wall says, love everyone. Don't be a, and call him.
You can say dick
for
on the
music.
radio.
Okay, so love everyone. Don't be a dick and call Mike June to play music. We are going to turn off the live stream, but we're not turning off Mike June because he's always turned on.
And he brought us a fantastic
Yeah, he
playlist
did.
that we're going to hear for the next 27 minutes or so.
Yes, but here's where you're going to go. You're going to go to WHUPFM.org. You're going to hit that Listen Live button, or you're going to go to Radio Garden, spin the globe, land on Hillsboro, and click WHUPFM. And or last resort, you're going to go to your TuneIn app, hit WHUP, and you're going to listen live to this bangin' playlist. Wave goodbye to the lovely people. He took his glasses off for y'all.